Okay, so presumably my upstairs neighbors heard me talking about Barry Trower, as I was in a group at the time. I'm not going to say what this group is, but I was discussing everything about Barry Trower. And I heard, of course, the sister of this person, because she can't seem to shut her fucking mouth. As they came out and her kids came out, one of the kids said, she's not backing down. And then the sister said, out of her infinite wisdom, she's got no kids and no job. Now, the reason why this bothered me is because there have been targeted individuals with kids and with jobs. Elity Gorgia had a job. She was targeted out of them by people like that cunt. Okay? And these cunts. Elity Gorgia had a job. She was trafficked and tortured out of her job. There was another TI, I can't remember her name. I wish I could remember this poor woman's name. There was a woman who had a child, and she was in the car with her child. She ended up in a car accident with her child because of people like that cunt. Liza Goldsmith was an artist. She was an artist who was earning money. Her diabetes was exacerbated and she was killed because of people like that cunt. There are TIs out there with jobs and with children who are killed, or best case scenario, they have their own children turn on them. Me not having a job and not having children is not necessarily somewhere I wanted to be, but it's definitely in a better position than me having a job and having children and me being involved in a trafficking, torturing initiative to create genocide in order to support my job and my children. Some of us aren't meant to have those things. You feel me? There are TIs who experience having their children taken away from them repeatedly over nothing. Some of us are not meant to have children. There is evidence of that in people who become perps, who are parents. Some people are not meant to have jobs. There are evidence of that in people who get other people mobbed and harassed and put on watch lists through their jobs. Not everybody's meant to have that shit. Maybe if your cunt ass didn't have no kids, you wouldn't be a trafficking piece of shit. Maybe if the adults and the elders of your family, maybe if they didn't have children, we wouldn't have the genocide that is going on right now. Maybe we wouldn't have any of that. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe your jobs and your kids are precisely the fucking problem? It's one of those things where sometimes, like a perp who is damn near illiterate and has no fucking common sense, they say just the right thing to ruin your day. But no, I'm about to ruin everybody's day with this shit. There are TIs who have jobs, they are mobbed out of them. There are TIs who have children. They are mobbed either through their children or having their children taken away from them and put in the hands of their abusers. It's not fucking funny. I'm actually less offended on behalf of myself and more offended on behalf of the TIs who do have jobs, who did have jobs and did have children before they were tortured by people like you absolute rancid cunt, you fucking waste of seminal fluid. I don't understand why shutting the fuck up is so damn hard. There are elders in care homes who had jobs and had children, only to end up being murdered in some cases. I'll talk a little bit about that when I have a chance. sometimes, just sometimes, shut the fuck up. Not everything needs to be said. I'm actually more pissed off on behalf of the TIs who are parents and the TIs who did have jobs until their lives were ruined. I'm actually feeling more sorry for the people who, more sorry for TIs who are still working. I'm actually offended on their behalf rather than my own. How dare you? How fucking dare you? You absolute rancid piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. You shouldn't have, like, there are some people who should just never reproduce and never work. The world would have been 1,000 times safer. This world would have cleaned up. If people like you didn't have jobs and if people like you didn't have children, this world would have cleaned the fuck up. Please. Nonsense.